All right, now let's take it from the top. So, like I said, you're tuned into Batman Radio, the greatest radio show of all time, with your host, the one and only real Batman, Tyrese Need. So, yeah, like I said, you got a lot of people that they want to act like they don't know who runs everything, but we all know who runs everything and runs the show, right? It's just like on here. If you don't have a monetized channel, don't speak my name. Don't say anything about God because I'm always come to God's defense every single time, just like He has for me. You understand? Like I said, I think it's played out how people who don't have any faith and they don't have a real belief system and they're just completely lost, so they get online and they just start, like I said, just spewing delusion that makes no coherent sense to make themselves feel better. I'm going to say this again. YouTube is not an avenue for that nonsense. All that stuff, the way you use in the internet, it don't make sense. You're trying to entertain things that aren't possible or plausible. I'm not tripping at all. I could care less, to be honest. I just think it's crazy when people say things that don't make coherent sense. You feel me? So, like I said, I understand the game that you all play. All you know how to do is be immature. You feel me? Like I said, you're not going to say anything my direction. You're not going to send anything my direction because you can't, because you're powerless. That's the deal. We all know reality. We all know what it is. Like I said, just learn when to stop. You understand? Sometimes, man, you just take an L and you lose and you have to just walk away. And just like I told everybody that's what they would do, that's what all y'all did. So like I said, don't be mentioning my name and for sure don't be saying nothing about God because like I said, I pay attention and I'm hearing the people that I already put you in your place verbally on here. I already told you what it is in reality. And if you look at the whole situation that their situation has been forever. I mean, this has been their entire existence. Their entire existence, they're going to have relationship problems. They're going to have constant arguments and bickering. They're going to have constant misery. They're going to have a constant state of chaos surrounding them. And they're going to try to dismiss it. They're going to try to dismiss, deflect, and validate everyone else in the world with their narcissism and their hypocrisy, right? And we all know what narcissism ends up evolving into if you actually study this stuff like I do, right? Because these people, they're extremely paranoid, okay? So let me explain something to you, bro. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm not trying to be anyone else. Okay. Like I said, I believe that Jesus Christ existed. I believe in God, right? At the end of the day, right? Like I said, me, what I was told from God Himself and from Source, Spirit, everything, all that, right? Like the source that speaks to me, and when God speaks to me, I'm telling you, there's no way to doubt something that's already been proven. Oh, it's already proven God speaks to me. I've proven it every single day. Like I said, do you know how to read? So this game of trying to play slow like we don't get what's going on, it don't work with me, sister. You feel me? And y'all can go ahead and figure out who I'm talking to and addressing because I think it should be pretty clear, right? No, nobody's trying to be anyone else or anything else. I literally come from the lineage of Jesus Christ Himself. This is not something that came out of the blue. This is not something I made up. It's not something I Googled. It's something God directly told me and told me multiple times. Okay. Just like these readings that I'm putting up are all completely true, and I prove them on the wall chronologically with the time that we're exactly in. There is no way to doubt me. There is no way to doubt Jesus. There is no way to doubt God. Okay. When Jesus came to this planet, right? Did Jesus live forever? Answer that question for me. Did Jesus try to win anything against anyone? Or did Jesus just come to the world and be a real human being, what you all can't be, and why you're so mad and frustrated all the time and in denial of all reality and absolutely delusional, okay? And babbling and rambling all day and making no coherent sense when you're in your own situation and you've got responsibilities you should be taking care of. Jesus didn't do any of that. Jesus came to this world and just walked his walk. He wasn't after money. Now, I want you to look at the comparison here because somebody has to actually fix their lips online, like I said, saying something. I don't know who that was directed at, but like it can only be at me in reality. Again, see, that's the thing. They want to act like they don't know what they do. I know exactly what you're doing. And like I said, I don't get on here and argue with people, especially nobodies with no name in the game. You don't even have a monetized channel, and you don't have any success to show forever. I mean, you never succeeded. But I'll go into that in a minute. Let me finish my point. Jesus came to this world, he made an impact. You all are so immature. You're on YouTube saying that you can win and lose something. None of this is a competition. Life is not a competition and it's not a game. You understand? Now, see, in your philosophy that has absolutely no logic, right? You're saying that Jesus didn't win, correct? Because of what he did for all of our sins, right? And for all of us and people like me to have a chance at making it and being able to press forward through what you're doing, what you've thrown at us and all us innocent people, right? All of your witchcraft, all your demonic stuff, your demonology, right? Like the truth is, you're just evil. You can hear it in your voice when you're yelling and screaming in a mic for no reason. And like I said, rambling and babbling on and shouting this and talking about spells and witchcraft, and you do all that horrible stuff. All that is evil. Yes, it is. So like I said, no, I can see you over there what you doing and how again you have no focus on your responsibilities, right? I've already went in on this individual. It was so crazy how today I literally talked about with Christina how we want to bless and help people. I was so nice. I'm so compassionate, bro, and this person has literally done all of that stuff that they practice. They've done it all towards me and I already know and they're mad because they know I know because I'm omnipotent. Let me tell you something, man. Don't ever challenge my power or authority. You understand me? Especially in the spiritual realm. You're not even ranked in the spiritual realm. And I'm literally at the top, at the highest level you can be. I sit at the right hand throne of God. Do you understand me? You could sit there with that fake witch stuff all you want. That stuff don't fly over here, sister. Feel me? You ain't nobody. You ain't never gonna be nobody. You understand that? Name one thing you've accomplished. Like I said, it's your responsibility. And I'm gonna say this again. If you have kids, that's your responsibility. You know what I mean? That's what you should be focused on and taking care of your kids and being a good mother, not being online worried about some random guy who you watching but want to pretend doesn't exist because oh you mad because what? Because of the truth? It's not about winning. I mean, we all know that I'm winning a lot, but I'm not trying to win anything. I'm just being myself. You see how much of a nicer life that is and how less stressful that is when you're not in a competition with anyone? It's all these people, man, they have nothing but, evil to say. But me, I just remain a good humble person. They try to get on here and act like I'm like them, but I don't know them and I've never met them and they don't have the courage to face me and even have a conversation. You can't tell me who I am. The internet game's got to stop, homie. It's all that stuff. Stop this whole year. You understand? That whole like the dog and pony show is no more. It's over with. We in a new season, a new era. Let me explain this to you again, okay? Since you want to act confused, I don't care what you have to say. I'm not letting nothing get said that ain't true. You understand? I'm going to address everything and everyone direct, like I always do. So again, no, resurrection is literally my hobby, bro. You should really, really do your research and figure out who you talking about, talking to, and who I am. And that's why you be ducking me on these airwaves. And like I said, you're a nobody in this game. You don't even have a monetized channel. Where do you get off saying anything about religion, about God, when your philosophy has you completely, literally on the street with nowhere to go, nothing going for you? You didn't have anything, right? I mean, you were on everything that the government provided. You were on a Section 8 voucher. You lost all of that because of your behavior and because everything you're doing is a crime. You understand? And I want to make a prediction right now. the more that you keep running your mouth online, like I said, you're exposing yourself, and you're exposing the fact that you're completely negligent, right? And that you don't care about your kids, right? So, like I said, it's only common sense that people are going to start paying attention to that because, oh, you want to pretend and fake that you have a YouTube career so bad. That's so important to you to try to one up people who have real careers. Let me ask you some. How much money you made on YouTube so far? Because I've made quite a bit. I've made probably around what 8 to 9 checks on here. You haven't made one. I guarantee it. Your channel isn't even monetized. These people are so deluded. They sit on this network, bro, pretending they're competing with me while they buy their views and subs, and they don't make money on this platform, claiming that they run a business that they say makes, what was it, $5,000 to $10,000 a month at least, but they literally are completely broke, right, and can't even afford to pay for a hotel or to extend their stay. Right? Can you imagine? Look at the distance between reality and logic and truth and delusion. They said they have a business that we all know doesn't exist, and like I said, I believe witchcraft is illegal technically. So it's a crime. You openly practice something that's a crime or should be considered a crime, right? 100% it should be considered a crime. It's completely evil. You're trying to justify it, and you keep talking about a sector that doesn't exist, but that sector is the only place that you're able to beg for donations. You're saying that your business doesn't run off donations, but it actually does. You don't do any real work. You don't know anything about spirituality, right? So what are you talking about? It's just like you don't know anything about success. If you knew something about spirituality, like I said, you wouldn't be on a Section 8 voucher and never have had anything else or owned anything or made any moves. And then much less you wouldn't have lost that Section 8 voucher. Point proven, please sit down and be quiet. Next, what are you talking about? If you knew anything about spirituality, right, you might be able to have a real business that wasn't begging for donations from a so-called sector that's falling apart because they're all getting their karma. And it's clear as day what's happening. Like I told you, God speaks to me. He literally told me, vengeance is mine. He repeated it a million times. I told you God wasn't playing. I predicted all of this. I told you exactly what was coming and going to happen. And it's happening in front of your eyes. And they still don't learn their lesson. They still will come to this chat to type if I open it, right? No matter how many examples God sets, I want you all to see these people will deny Jesus and God and me no matter what you prove in front of them because they're just wicked. What you got to understand is I would never argue with you because you're a waste of my time because you're just pure evil and you're wicked. You can have that because I ain't that, sister. I'm a good person. Now, like I said, I want to show you how good of a person I am genuinely, right? Just because you all are fake and you put on acts and fronts with people doesn't mean I do. I'm real as it gets, and everything I do is genuine. And I've treated everybody with kindness, respect, and love. I got people that owe me money. Everybody, I've done everything for everybody, and that's what you're upset at because the truth is getting out, and you can't keep up with all your lies. Oh, I know what's happening because God told me everything already. Come on, bro. I predicted all of this, man. Do I really have to come on here and say it? Come on, bro. See, if they would just quit talking and quit running their mouth, I don't even got to do a show because I don't need it. I'm getting views on my shorts. I got a business that's making actual money. I don't gotta pump it up and fake it till I make it and make up fake digits of money. No, I just make my little money and I'm happy and content with that. I'm happy with whatever God provides me and wants to give me. I'm completely grateful for any little thing I have. If I had 1 penny in my pocket, I would thank God for that. You have all these people now talking about God and Jesus and saying the Lord's name in vain. That's a sin. You people don't seem to get it. You can't fake it to get into heaven. You can't fake this walk. And you trying to imitate what I'm doing, that's called mimicking, and it's extremely disrespectful. And there's another word for it. You're trying to make a mockery of something that's very real to me and something that's very real, period, and runs this world. And like I said, anyone who does that, I'm sorry, but I'll never have any respect for you because you don't even respect yourself. And the fact is, you're a joke. People who take themselves serious and real people aren't online doing these things or saying these things. People who take themselves serious have respect for God. You feel me? Even when I was approaching things on an intelligence level as far as research and studying and reading, I never once went out of my way to do what you people are doing. All I'm going to tell you, man, is God sees all. And it's just crazy how, like I said, they're seeing God set example after example after example in front of them. I'm talking, it's been so many examples. It's insane. Okay. So there's nothing to win or lose here. I'm not in a competition. Like I said, I'm not promised anything. I just, thank God for the time I have. I mean, you people act like everybody wants to literally be immortal, like we all want to, just I don't know, like everything you say doesn't really make any sense. I'm immortal. There's different forms of immortality. I'm immortal, period. What I mean? I'm immortal because I'm a legend. My name will always carry. I've been immortal physically. I've proven this in front of you already. It doesn't mean the game is not like, oh, who can, last the longest or whatever. Like, bro, my life is in God's hands, not mine. That's the big difference between y'all and me. I'm not trying to control anything. God saw what y'all did to me when you made your phone calls to Seton Hospital. That's why I'm going through what I'm going through, right? Physically. Have for the past, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years. It's been a while, right? God saw what you did. And what did I tell you? God is coming and he ain't playing. Like I said, it's no surprise to me. Anything that's happening, anything that's going on, anything going down. I told you I literally made the prediction word for word. I told you God is coming. He ain't playing around. God is exactly where he needs to be, and God is at work right now. You don't play with God, and you for sure don't play with God's son, which is me. Not Nas, now, again, this is why what I believe in so strongly, because this is not something I'm telling myself or I'm making up. This is the truth. The world actually revolves around me. I just don't want it to. I'm going to explain something to you. Why would Nas call himself God's son? It's all to be disrespectful towards what? God and me. It makes perfect sense if you actually think about it. Who really runs rap and is the best rapper in the world? Not Eminem, not Nas, not Jay-Z, me. That's why I went worldwide independently, and half you people don't even know who I am. You don't seem to get it. I'm not trying to be anything. How could you even fix your lips to say something like that if it factually, logically, if you had any, doesn't make coherent sense? You can't try to be something or someone else when you're yourself and that's all you claim to be. I don't claim to be Jesus or anyone else. I said I come from the lineage of Jesus Christ himself. So that would mean we share everything. We have the same makeup, the same DNA, and look at how you're trying to treat me while hiding on the internet like the coward you are. Can you imagine being like these people? They have run their mouth as much as possible, all behind a computer. How is that courageous? It's embarrassing, homeboy, and it's embarrassing, sisters. Like I said, this is all you do. You want to get online and bicker and argue. Well, no wonder you do it in your relationships. Correct? It's all you know how to do. You don't know how to be productive. Like I said, somebody who says, my business makes 5 to 10 grand a month, but you literally don't have anything to eat, you stated, and you're not even taking care of your own kids and you're completely neglectful and don't care. You don't care about anyone but yourself, if even that. Not even that. Talking about you're going through what you're going through and you're blah, 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 skinny or tiny or whatever words you want to use to dismiss reality. Like, yeah, I'm who pointed that out. And you continue to run from the conversation because we could have already had this conversation direct on this channel, right? But you don't want to do that because you're scared. You're scared because you know you'll get made to look silly like everybody else. Not only that, but you're terrified because the truth is you fear God like everybody else. You're terrified of God and you're terrified of me. Why don't you just say the truth? It ain't about winning or losing. It ain't about some kind of contest. This is something you people did all by yourselves. This is something you're going through all by yourself. What I'm going through is what you did to me. Okay? And like I said, I already know what's up. I'm not worried about court because I know God is going to take care of everything and handle everything. hmm God ain't playing. That's what time it is. Nah, people did a lot towards me, man. I could tell you straight up, God is going to handle all of you. Now, did I lie? Or does it keep getting proven true? Right. New examples every day, right? Right? I don't have to lift a finger to win anything. I'm not trying to win anything. Again, this has nothing to do with me. This is God's decision. Take it up with God. Talk to him and deal with him. You feel me? He'd be more than happy to talk to you. You feel me? And if you ask me, he is talking to y'all. He's talking to you through his action. And quite frankly, he's owning you and putting you in your place. Next, anything else? Again, I'm not on Section 8. Never have been, ever. I'm not struggling like you. I own a real business. I make real money. I don't have to make up digits. And I work harder than anyone. All you do is sit there. You don't even know how to do readings. What are you talking about? Like I said, don't ever start getting online and just saying things that don't make sense. Don't nobody want to be nobody but themselves. I love who I am. I would never want to be nobody else. Nobody. I don't want to be Jesus. I don't want to be no one. I'm me and I love being me. You understand? Yeah, I'm literally the Messiah. What are you talking about, bro? Jesus was a Messiah. There's more than one. God has to keep sending us here to this forsaken planet because of people like you until you get the point. See, that's the point you don't get. Don't worry about me. There's 8 million more of me. There will keep being more of me until this planet gets the point. It's common sense. You understand? Don't ever doubt God, man. That'll be the biggest mistake you ever make. And you're kind of finding that out, ain't you? Feel me? Let me explain something to you, man. You people literally created your own hell for yourselves. I mean, tell me, say what you want, bro, but I'm not going through what you're going through. As hard as what I'm going through is, I'm still innocent. I'm still a victim in it because everything you did was cowardly behind my back. You've done nothing that was tough or macho, nothing in front of me to my face, right? None of you have said anything to me, nothing, just all coward stuff. Come on, bro. How you going to keep getting online and it be the next person, then the next person, and everybody got something to say, right? Come on, bro. Like you said, everything with you every day is negativity, and that's what you focus on. How are you online trying to tell people what they should do and trying to talk about religion and oh, saying, you're making a mistake. No, you're making a mistake. Like I said, you need to do your job and take care of your kids or you're going to go to jail. How about that? Let's just get real with it. What are you talking about? Why don't we just get straight to reality? I mean, you're going to have to take care of your kids and do your job and responsibility, right? You had them, or you're going to go to jail or prison. And someone like you, I mean, you've got issues that are so severe, you have no concept of reality whatsoever, right? So, I mean, it's clear, like I said, someone like that, they're going to end up going to the Arkham Asylum because they need serious help. You understand? Nah, you're a problem for everyone around you. Do you understand that? You're not helping anyone. That's why people are flipping out on you. And I think y'all should be able to figure out exactly who I'm talking about. And I'm gonna tell you another example, man. And I'm glad you compared me to Jesus. Thank you, because there is a comparison, but we ain't the same person at all. You understand? Let me tell you something, man. How do I explain this? Basically, I'm losing track of my thoughts because I've had a long day, man. I'm tired, bro. Just went through a whole lot. I didn't go through a whole lot, just a lot of walking, a lot of exercise. I'll tell you that much. I don't mind it, man. I don't mind. I love life, man. I don't mind going through that. I enjoy it, man. So I enjoyed the whole experience today. It was amazing. Life is beautiful, period, man, when you just learn to enjoy it and, stop complaining so much. The fact is that you don't have my problems. Talking to this individual, you're extremely blessed. You're extremely lucky. Okay. And you should be counting your blessings and be appreciative of what you have around you. And you're not. Just like you're not protecting anyone, you're not doing your job. You're not doing anything for anyone but dragging everyone down with you. I mean, how can you say that you care about people or you're doing your responsibilities or your job when, like I said, you were on a Section 8 voucher? That means you never worked a day in your life. First fact, shuts everything down you've ever said. Number two fact, you lost that Section 8 voucher, making you even more of a failure, letting all of them down. You're not even giving them a chance or, a leg to stand on in order to build a future. So shouldn't you have your priorities straight and be taking care of them if, like I said, you can't even extend your stay and can't even pay for a hotel instead of, I mean, worrying about getting on YouTube talking smack? I mean, like try getting a home. How about that? Like I've sold 50-acre properties, sister. I mean, when's the last time you did independent real estate? Are you seriously fixing your mouth to say anything about God or about Jesus or about me? That's crazy. Like, why are you even talking about any of that when none of these people have anything to do? Not one of those people believes in what I believe in or believes in God. So, what are you talking about? You can only be talking about one individual. And like I said, these people just never stop. They just continue with this internet stuff because they feel like that means they're doing something to someone. Yeah, y'all weird. That's some mad corny stuff. But yet, there's also hypocritical. This same lady sits there all day, every day, doing live streams, trying to justify her delusion and her evil and wickedness, and tries to complain that other people are doing something to her while she tries to steal my entire story of what I've been through. You think God doesn't see that? God sees all. The fact is, you can sit there and run your mouth all you want, bro. I'm going to tell you straight up, bro. Pay attention. That's all I'm going to tell the public. Pay attention, just like I told you before. And every time I keep predicting the future, pay attention. Straight up. Yeah. Pay attention, bro. Because these people that keep running their mouth, anyone who says something vile or foul, especially towards me, God, or Jesus, I guarantee you, you're going to see God enact his justice and his will immediately. See, this ain't that fake, other stuff. You feel me? Ghosts and spirits are real, man, but they all bow before God. This ain't about power and it's not about taking advantage of it. That's why your belief system is a joke because anything that's evil isn't conclusive. Smart one. Yeah, you're not clever. Okay, I've listened to you. You're actually, very ignorant. You're devoid of any knowledge whatsoever. Spiritually, I mean, you couldn't come close to me. You couldn't hold a candle to me literally. And you're a woman who put money into candles instead of putting money into taking care of your kids. I'm going to say this again. I have no respect for any woman who doesn't take care of their kids. I have no respect for women who neglect and don't seem to understand that people are human beings and that they have needs. They have to eat, they have to be taken care of. They need things. Humans should be well taken care of and happy. They deserve to have money. They deserve to have success. They deserve to have a way to build a future. What are you doing for anyone besides sitting there making no sense? Like I said, at the end of the day, it's very clear that you can't climb out of the rut you're in. And who got yourself there? You. You can go online and project every day. It's not going to make the reality go away that you failed and you failed them and you failed yourself and you failed everyone. And you don't believe in God. So stop jive stepping back and forth. Okay, this ain't the hokey pokey. You feel me? Do the hokey pokey. That's how they are. Literally, they want to say 1 minute it's this and oh the devil and demons. Then the next minute it's oh God. Like nah, bro, it don't work like that, man. Don't ever use God's name in vain, bro. That's the worst thing you can do. He gonna rot immediately. I'm telling you, bro. These people just continue to play with something that is the most serious thing ever, but they swear up and down that they all super tough and they philosophy means something, bro. That's insanity. When you hide behind a computer and you think that you're doing things and it's so serious and all you do is resort to the same tactic because you're on the defensive all the time, paranoid as hell, when people are just living their lives happy, man. I'm gonna tell you what a generous person I am, and I'm glad you compare me to Jesus because there is a comparison, and I'm gonna point it out to you right now. I was talking about helping you today. Yeah, with Christina. I was literally considering, and in the back of my mind, I said, I'm going to give one more chance, and I bet you that they're going to ruin it. And they just ruined it today by running their mouth. You see how when you run your mouth, nothing good comes? I don't run my mouth. I only respond, and I do my talk show. That's it. I don't get on here trying to do anything but bring positivity and build people up. It's like Prince said, you're either here to enlighten or you're here to discourage. You're here to discourage, you're not here to enlighten anyone. So how dare you try to claim that anything has been done to you by anyone when it hasn't? You did it all to yourself, and you did it all yourself. You're who's responsible for all of it. Deal with it. Seriously, stop crying, stop complaining. Nobody cares. Seriously, you're not righteous and you're just in the wrong. Sometimes you're just wrong. Sometimes you should quit running your mouth and be a grown woman and take care of what you need to take care of. Listen, I put in a lot of work to get to the position I'm in. I went and I've worked since I was 16 nonstop. What's your excuse? What's your excuse? I've only done YouTube just recently. Like, what are you talking about? I'm working right now. This is my job. What you want to do and can't do. So you try to imitate it because you have a quiet desperation. I laugh at people like you. That's pathetic. It's pathetic. So what do you think you are? Like I said, man, people funny as hell, bro. Like I said, nah, you run your mouth, I'm gonna respond, bro. I don't care about nothing. I don't care who says not to. I don't care, bro. I'm gonna respond every time. Yep, you can call it whatever, taking bait, no problem. I'm gonna respond. You ain't gonna sit here and talk nonsense that don't make coherent sense. You feel me? And all you got to do is stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Keep complaining about someone who I don't care what they doing. I don't care what they on. They irrelevant. They got no money and never had any. Some of the stuff you saying about them is true. So, like I said, I mean, why haven't you followed up with that then? You feel me? As far as like actually like alerting the public and to what's going on, right? I mean, you're not holding people accountable and you're not holding yourself accountable. That's all I'm saying. The other stuff you do on here is illegal as hell and you'll go to prison for it. Feel me? So, like I said, how are you building a future for anyone around you if you're not building a future for yourself? What does any of the stuff you waste 24 hours a day doing have to do with extending your stay or paying for another day at a hotel or better yet, trying to learn how to actually get yourself a home and growing up? I mean, you're only what in your 40s or 50s? Are we serious right now talking about fake relationships and fake men and this and that and you're with this person but they won't do nothing for you and oh you supposedly had all this money but somehow it's just gone. I mean, that's impossible, dude. Like I said, these people that what they do is they show their desperation and they try to mask their hatred and envy and jealousy. It's absolutely pathetic. I've never seen anything like it. You only made up that digit of money because, like I said, you're trying to one up people who you know have really done that. You're trying to act like you're on the level of someone who, like I said, it's called a narcissistic injury, right? And they all have it, and you can see it the minute they talk because they're all in their feelings. You feel inferior because you are inferior. You've been inferior since day one. Nobody ever came on here and said that though. Nobody tried to make anyone feel anyway. So what excuse do you have? It's completely unjustified. Completely. Because people like me, nah, we just trying to do the best we can, man. I'm literally just trying to get by day and hope that I can get through the day. Like I said, I'm not promised anything, man. What I'm going through is hard as it gets. And I have lasted this long and it's taken every fiber of my being. You don't even want to know the suffering that I go through. Okay. And I'm talking every day. So if that's what a good person gets, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. I still would always want to be a good person. I think that that's the difference between good and evil people, genuinely. I think evil people are conniving and manipulative because they think that they're smarter than everyone else. I think that they really think that there's advantages to being this way and being evil, but the fact is there's none. You see, it doesn't matter to me how much I suffer because any suffering I'm doing, I'm going to get in the next world, in the next dimension. God is going to reward me with everything, no matter what, that I deserve, whether it be on this planet or in heaven. I'm going to get my rewards no matter what. That's what you don't get. My blessings in heaven are unreal already at this point. Do you know how much I've done? See, we're not living the same, so why say anything about me? That's the only thing I'm asking and don't understand. Like we're not in the same lane. You're claiming you're spiritual, but you're not even understand this is just a gateway to the next realm, which is spiritual. If you were spiritual, you would be trying to do God's work and do good in the world genuinely without saying, "Oh, look at me, I did this." Like I said, I almost never talked about it. I had to talk about it because you people don't want to listen. It's common sense. I did my own thing where I would take homeless people off the street and give them food, clothing, shelter out my own pocket. I never talked about it. Never. That's what good people do. I didn't run around telling people, oh, I didn't know. I just did it because I wanted to help. I had people who were like, seriously, you'll do that? I was like, yeah, I put them up in a hotel for like a whole week and we hung out and had fun. There was like, what was it? I think it was like two guys from like California. Like, it ain't nothing, bro. You got money, you have money, you share and be generous. And that's the other thing too. It's like that one thing I saw it said that like don't ever feel bad about being too good or too generous. People can judge whatever, but they don't understand, you know what I mean? I mean, right, that's the thing. Like we built different. Just keep my name out your mouth. I shouldn't have to keep repeating this. If it's not my name, just quit talking like you talking about me. What do you mean? I want to be like someone. I don't want to be like no one. You want to be like me. You're the one copying me. Like what? Name one action I've ever done that copied anyone or copied Jesus. Like what? Did I ever say that? No. What are you talking about, dude? You know what I'm saying? That's what delusional people do. They say something in left field that doesn't make sense and then act like they've said something. Like I said, all y'all do is talk online. I don't respect that, bro. Because what I say in front of everyone. In reality, we not the same, bro. I'm a real public figure. I have to let people know, bro. I have to let a dude know the other day. Yeah, like in reality, I have to tell him, no, I'm a public figure. Because he was talking about like, oh, like you could turn on this app. I'm like, nah, bro, I don't put up my location like that. I got stalkers for real. I'm a public figure. I tell people straight up what it is. What do you think? I'm going to sugarcoat it? Nobody sugarcoated anything they tried to do my direction. Are you serious? See, that's the thing. These people, they get on YouTube and they start wanting to send stuff towards people. Like, it's not even possible. It's just the internet, bro. All that stuff is fake, man. You know what I mean? Oh, and so is your witchcraft. That stuff is fake, bro. Clearly, it doesn't work. You understand? Like, how is it real if it don't work? If you just saying the same thing forever and it never works, then it just doesn't work. I mean, you can't just sit there and just wait around and then say, "Oh, now it's worked." No, it didn't. You're just trying to take advantage of reality. See, narcissism. How about you just get over yourself? I mean, like I said, I mean, you're not exactly like, the brightest crayon in the box. I mean, like people are clearly not pursuing you. They're not interested. Okay. And, like I said, I was literally talking to Christina today, debating on should we help this individual, right? And not so much just for their sake, but like I said, because, Christina and I, we care about the youth, and this person has kids that they refuse to take care of. So I'm worried about them because she's just not a mother, right? Like I said, she belongs in prison 1,000%. And I think that's where she's going to go, honestly. I really do. And like I said, if you continue to struggle in the position you're in and you don't figure it out because you're so delusional, there's no way out for her. Basically, she's making up that she has somewhere to go, and I know that's a lie too. Basically, if narcs open their mouth, they're lying, and she's just so used to being on that Section 8 voucher and getting free handouts from the government. Like I said, it's easy being a woman in this world that when she has to deal with actual reality, she doesn't know how. That's why people are flipping on you. And all you do is go to online and it's like they're like a crab. Like I'm literally slumping my back because that's how they are right now while I talk. Like, oh yeah, I gotta get online again, and I'm gonna have to rewrite all the history again to try to make myself look like I'm a good person. That's all y'all do. See, that's why y'all don't like me. You don't like me because I'm a mirror and I just reflect you back to you, and you hate your reflection. Why don't you just say the truth? These are all projections of your self hatred. That's what it is. You don't like yourself. I mean, hell, I probably wouldn't either if I was you. I mean, honestly, seriously. And if I looked like you, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd be mad too. So I understand. You know what I mean? I feel your pain. Got to feel it. Got to feel it. I gotta feel it. No, no, got to feel it. End of the day, sister, that stuff you kicking and talking, it sure ain't worked out for you. That's all I know. Claiming you have this and that when you have no money, you have lint in your pockets. That's the facts. You can't support anyone. You can't provide for anyone. You can't even take care of yourself. You're a complete joke, right? And you're online pretending you have a career, but you're not monetized. You don't make any money. And no, you do not have a business. And no, nobody sent anyone to your business because you don't have one. These are facts. No, that never happened. Sending someone to your business online is not going to shut a business down. Just so you know, it's just not. It would just be, oh, okay, this is a waste of my time, and then you would have real clients. You don't do payment plans. You're begging everyone for money when you don't even. Everything you're doing is fake. You're selling wolf tickets, sister. That's what you do. You get online and you beg. There is no other reality. That's your reality. Like I said, so you're trying to say that you think you have the right to go online and try to compete with the big players in this game, like me, the real bosses who are literally I'm the only self-made trillionaire ever existed. You'll deny that reality too. You'll deny the reality that I literally have access to buildings right now cost billions of dollars, but I do. It's easy for me. I mean, all that has always been easy. Like I said, if it wasn't for what I'm going through because of you, what y'all did, right? That clearly, karma's coming and God saw and God is coming. Because of that, God is going to defend me all day. If it wasn't for that, bro, I mean, I'd be able to do even more than you already see me doing, but I'm doing more than enough. Like I said, just learn to be happy, man. You know what I mean? You're not happy. That's why, I've noticed people never really genuinely like these types of people. They can't stand them. They're fake. Everything with them is some kind of manipulation game. It's some kind of angle. Everything has to be fake and empty. And people, once they get smart and see through that illusion and see through the veil, which is what I try to do, open the public's eyes to the veil as far as everything around them and getting to know your environment and understand what's going on around you, because that's most important, right? Once you see through the veil of their nonsense, they're just a joke. They're like a Muppet. And nobody likes a Muppet. They don't. Oscar the Grouch was pretty cool, but he was a Muppet, meaning he's not real. That's the thing, man. I've seen people take it so hard, bro, when things happen with their spouses. I've seen crazy stuff happen, insane stuff. All these people do is cause chaos and negativity in the world. Why would you want anything to do with them? The thing is, you basically at this point have to filter, is this person an empath or a narc? Or are they just some kind of good human being or a narc? Because if they're a narc and they're narking and doing this type of stuff, they're going to ruin everything for you. No, you get online every day, you try to play victim when you're not a victim. You understand? And quite frankly, everything that you've been through, right, I think is well earned and deserved. I think that that's pretty obvious. Justice is justice. You're in the wrong completely. You know what I mean? I mean, what you're doing is literally a crime for a reason. I'm not going to say what it's called on here because there have rules, but you should know what it is, and it's all you people inflict. You're not a good person, but just at the end of the day. So, you know, say what you want, do what you want. I don't really care. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: you ain't me, and you ain't never ever come close to my level, and you don't know what hustling is, or money, or just anything. I mean, I've lived a beautiful life. I do real things. I mean, I'm running circles around someone like you. Are you serious? Even right now, my quality of life is so much better than yours, even right now, despite what I'm going through physically. That's the only thing. Like I said, that's not a loss. You people did it to me. God saw. You think God's going to let that one slide? I'm his son. What does any father do? Oh, and I got a father. He's in heaven. But, God is like my other father. You understand? So, God is father to us all. You think a father's not going to ride for their son? They're going to ride every time. You know what I mean? Just like I would always stand up for when me and Christina have kids, I'm always stand up for them if I'm around and able to do so. And I'm doing everything I can to hopefully get to that point. I personally, like I said, I don't feel I'm gonna be able to. I don't see it happening. And it's very hard. It's I get sad. It's scary as hell. I'm terrified every day. But I just keep faith and I try my best to keep pushing. And that's all we can do, right? You feel me? Like I said, at the end of the day, me, I'm gonna always be remembered as a living legend. I'm gonna leave behind a legacy, and hopefully, I'm just getting started. But I'm leaving behind a legacy. I'm gonna be talked about, so I guarantee you, they'll probably put me in the news. They'll probably do documentaries on me, all sorts of stuff. They're gonna try to study what I've talked about decades later, and people are gonna say, "Yeah, that this dude was an actual genius, and he was the real Batman. Like Batman actually existed." It ain't about what you wear. It ain't about what gear you have. It ain't about what you put on a man. It's about the man himself. That's what y'all will never understand. It's just like with music. All you people talk about, oh, what kind of interface do you have? Does it matter? I make better music than every one of you in all the industry, the entire music industry on a laptop. Just a laptop with a laptop mic. Y'all can't come close to me. It's the same thing with the Batman thing. I don't gotta have a whole proof suit or anything. You can put anything on me and I'm just me and I'm gonna win. You feel me? I saw a dude today and I commented on his stuff too and told him laugh. I was laughing at him. I'm like, bro, we the real thing over here, and you still doing these games, trying to dress up like Batman and play games. Like, it's not even wise or smart at this point. It's just not. And I mean, it's not like in the valley. I think it's somewhere else, but it just looks silly, man. Like it's like a comedy thing. Like you're not funny, bro. Like it's mad corny, bro. Seriously, I think that's corny. You know, people are very intrigued by me because people are like, "Who is this guy?" Because like what I'm doing is real. I mean, no, I'm saving lives. I'm performing miracles. Like I said, when I walk that long of a distance today, and I really go out there, I mean, you have to understand. I just walked through flood waters, bro. Like Jesus walked on water. I basically did the same thing today. Some things are a metaphor. Get smart, right? Get real. And I made sure that people were okay. Nobody else did that. Do you understand? I was doing more than the agencies yet again. As a matter of fact, one of them stopped and he talked to me for a second and he said, "Yeah, we've been sent out dispatched to this area, to look around, whatever. I guess make sure people are all right." And like I was already on the job doing it because I was already there trying to help people. That's what you do as a citizen. That's a concerned citizen, a good Samaritan that actually helps. Y'all don't do that. Everything you do is vindictive and evil and spiteful, but yet you think you're going to win something? What is there to win? I just don't get it. Life is not a competition, man. And if it was, all y'all lost that by like a lot. Like you couldn't even come close. You know why? Because I'm a good person. Life ain't about money. It ain't. Money is irrelevant. Money don't mean anything. And if you haven't learned that lesson, that's the hardest lesson to learn. So good luck with that. Have fun with that. I'm laughing. That's the worst lesson. Oh, I learned that one. Money don't mean nothing. I didn't really have to learn it. I already knew it. I was never like that, man. That's just silly, bro. And I'm not even gonna lie and say that. There was a time, but I was still a good person. You know what I'm saying? I thought money, meant so much. It doesn't mean anything, man. What you'll understand is there'll be people around you. You could have a spouse, you could have a husband or a wife. People find out every day that their husband and wife is a narc. Find out every day that their husband and wife isn't loyal to them. It ain't about what y'all talk about. It's not that they want or need it. People act like robots now. That's the thing. It's just, are you dealing with someone who's subhuman or not? That's the only question that needs to be asked. People find out every day this person that I knew, whatever, 10, 20 years, 5 years, is against me. You know what I mean? I've felt that feeling several times. You think that's a nice feeling? But for me, it was nice. You know why it was nice every time? Because it woke me up to reality. Because I deserve better. I deserve Christina. My only wish is that I never had met any of these other people and that I never had any other relationships, and I truly wish that. I've been looking for Christina my entire existence. I felt it in my soul and my spirit before I was born. I have a real deep, pure love that like is from past lives and generations with Christina. That's why y'all are so jealous and so upset. Our love story is unbelievable regardless, but all I pray for to God, the one thing I ask out of everything, and I have no guarantees, but I hope so. And I would like to think that everything is a guarantee with God, but all I would pray and ask for, man, is just to be able to actually see Christina in person and be with her. That's all I want. And I'll be satisfied, like the Jackie Wilson song. Seriously. She's an amazing person, man. I mean, she literally like made me cry today because what she was telling me and what she said was very beautiful. She was telling me the truth that she's like, you know, you she's like, you are breathing, which I feel like I'm not a lot of times, but I mean, obviously somewhat, but it's very hard. She said, you are breathing and you're living life. You know, she doesn't mean it in the way you people make everything literal. She just means that I know exactly what she means, that you're still living, you're doing everything. And she was saying that that's what God is showing and displaying is that, against all man-made concepts, against anything that makes sense, against all whatever what knowledge, any of it, God still has his will. God performs miracles. And that is the truth. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, how did I make it this far? It's just being in my shoes. I'm still terrified and scared every day, and it's never going to stop for me until hopefully he heals this and heals me. But what I'm struggling with, I mean, it's just like everything online. Like they want to say something like, "There's nobody who thinks I'm making this up." You can hear I'm not making it up. It's too serious and it affects me too much, and you can hear it and see it if you just watch the videos, bro. Half my short videos, you can see me trying to get air. Come on, bro. Y'all people funny as hell, man. And I got the whole world talking about he is celebrity and they don't even know what happened to me. Like what? I just had the dude at the church thing. He said, I would have thought you were a celebrity by now. I'm pretty sure I'm a celebrity, but like I said, I mean, I don't care how people feel. I don't care about angles. I don't care about any of that. Like I like him. He's a cool dude. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about any of that. You know what I mean? But that's what I told him. I said, well, I am a celebrity. I'm just a broke celebrity. I just made a joke out of it because it's funny. But it's also the truth. You know, I'm a celebrity. I mean, people if people wanted to say, oh, I'm broke. Okay, I have the luxury to be broke because I'm rich in equity because I've worked my whole life and I'm retired. I mean, if I'm broke now, what does that mean? I mean, how does that mean anything? That's not saying anything. Maybe I don't want to be rich right now at this moment. You see the point? People don't make any sense. I mean, have spent more money than anyone. No, you want everything to be a quiet desperation like you, and I don't have that problem. I'm not addicted to anything. I'm not addicted to money. I don't need money to be happy. That's really all you're saying and all it's about. You latch on to material things and outside things for validation and to be happy, and you can't be happy even with that. You're never satisfied, and you're all basically a bottomless pit because that's what narcissists are. And me, I'm happy with nothing. See how we're not the same? Because I got God with me. God lives within me. Feel me? At the end of the day, man, I set an example for people to follow. I teach the world a philosophy that's real, and I'm taking all this fake stuff and dismissing it and exposing it for what it is, and throwing it away basically, and giving you the philosophy of what's real. There's readings that said this today, just came out. What I'm doing is catastrophic. Everything I'm going through is biblical. Do you understand that? Do you understand that what I'm going through physically, they're going to put in biblical text? God already told me. I am what Jesus is. Do you not understand? This is why you treat me the way that you do. This is why I sit here and say the same thing to God. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. I've told you I was the Messiah since day one. Matter of fact, I didn't even have to tell you. You people said it for me. You all knew who I was. So how are you demons that were sent to stop me on my mission, but you gonna claim I'm not this, but you said it before I even did. You knew who I was before I knew. I didn't know. I didn't know who I was. I found myself, but I didn't know. But you knew before I did. Somebody told you and, dropped the knowledge on you of who I was and that I was the actual true Messiah. And that's why it was so serious, right? That's why it's been so serious and they never stop. And it's just, oh, like, dude, there's nothing to stop. I've already accomplished it all. And after that, you're just being petty. It's pathetic. You know what I mean? Like, you just, you ain't got it like that. None of y'all. Ain't none of y'all, nobody, like I said, you ain't even built like that. Like, stop it. I mean, like I said, bro, I don't got to get on here and keep bragging about wealth and whatever and what I've done with money because it don't matter. You know what I want to brag about? Being with Christina. That's what I'm proud of. What she said was beautiful, man. I mean, literally, I was crying, like really crying. You know what I mean? And it's been a while since I've done that, to be honest. Like, like at that level, it's been a while. So, I mean, for somebody to be able to make me feel like that again, like I said, I mean, that's crazy, man. That's somebody who really is connected to me and is a gift to me from God. So, like I said, that's my divine spouse. I'm not on here talking about everyone and other people. No, the only person that matters to me is Christina. I'm not. That's not the only person, but I'm saying as far as relationships and any woman, that's she's it. She's all I see. She's all that exists. It's just the truth. That's why these people so jealous and mad. A lot of them, they probably, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't really care what they think or what they want. I wouldn't even entertain it. You see how real love is different. You see how respect is different. You see how you're supposed to treat who you pursue and who you want and who you love. You pursue each other. End of the day, man, we have the greatest love story that's ever existed. I hope that the world gets to see it. You know, that would be nice, but I'm not trying to prove anything to the world. I could care less what the world thinks. Her and I know the truth. But like I said, end of the day, like you said, I'm a living legend. I'm gonna be a legend regardless. I can't lose. Hmm. You feel me? I can't. So how about that? How about them apples? Right? Like I said, I'm not wishing anything on y'all. I literally pray for y'all. I literally hope that all you are okay. I hope you're in great health. Seriously. I hope all of you are fine. This doesn't come from me, man. Like I said, I'm just telling you the truth. God told me vengeance is mine, and I just can see what's happening. It's common sense. I mean, like I said, you can't just be evil and just keep on doing stuff towards innocent people like me and just expect nothing to happen. I mean, it's just common sense. Like, God's going to take care of that, bro. God's going to handle that. It's common sense. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it got nothing to do with me. So, what's up? Y'all got something to say? All right, cool. Keep my name out your mouth and don't say nothing more about God. You know what I mean? And that's about it. But that's just, what you're going to have to do. You know what I mean? It's the only way it's going to work. Other than that, like I said, I don't know what these people are talking about at any point. They make no coherent sense. And that's all I'm saying, bro. It's just silly people, man. Like I said, these people got a lot more to worry about than getting online and trying to say something and act like they're fake laughing like people care, bro. I don't care, but if you fake laugh, anyone, fake laugh means you're in pain at my success and you're not doing well. I don't care what you talk about. I mean, these people are literally on here talking about how everything is so bad for them. How are you going to then give advice to someone? Like, you can see that they're not, all the way there. That's just common sense. So it's like, bro, your karma is every day. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest, bro. I mean, I'm not even gonna. I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. Like, like I said, just everything for you is your karma. That's what I feel like. Some people, their entire existence is their karma. You know what I mean? Like, y'all don't seem to understand, bro. There's karma can be a lot worse than anything, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, do you, bro? I just watch Karma Tube for fun. That's all. Like I said, you're all just my entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm not heavily invested in YouTube. I don't care what anyone's talking about. I don't care about any of them. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't know. I have a heart. Like I said, I talked to Christina today. I was literally gonna see if we could bless this person and help them. You understand? And I'm not saying that I still won't. Like, I have mercy, I have forgiveness. That's what God teaches us. You know what I mean? And that's the way that I have to be. You feel me? But I'm just saying, it's just crazy how people will, basically go out their way to ruin an opportunity when you're literally about to help them, even though they've done nothing but evil towards me. And I'm still I still want to talk to Christina and see if maybe we can do something to try to help. But at the end of the day, that individual, it's just kind of clear that they're a lost cause. You feel me? I mean, like I said, like we could help with some money for a little bit, or help like create a better environment for them. That way, like, I mean, like I said, this individual, I mean, they're just not able to do anything for anyone. They're a joke. I mean, I'm just saying the truth. You feel me? And they're on here, they're bitter and jealous, and that's the truth. And they're just deluded. And I mean, you're not helping your argument. You're making other people who are deluded look like they actually have a point when they're talking about you. You're just giving them what they want. Because all they care about basically is seeing you lose and fail, and you're giving them what they want, and then going online talking about a fake business. Okay, I mean, let's say you had a business. Does your business dictate who you are? No, we've been over that. You're not your job, and you're not your khakis. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You understand? You're you. See what I'm saying? You don't know how to be you because you don't even know who you are. So miss me with this fake stuff. What you do is you created a fake business, right? You scam people out of money. That's what you do, and everyone agrees and sees reality. And you can go to jail and prison for what you've done too with that. Do you understand that? Like if a lawyer gets a hold of those records of that fake business, oh, bro, you could go to prison for a long time, bro. Seriously. And then to be bragging about it on here when I think it's illegal, that's just silly. That's nonsense. But like I said, do what you do. I'm just saying it's just common sense. What I could see what's going to happen. I mean, just karma's written all over them and all over it, all over these situations. You know. Like I said, so it has nothing to do with me. I pray for you. I hope you get it together. I hope it gets better. I hope a miracle happens for you genuinely, and that's it. Because I'm not trying to win anything. I hope everyone is happy, man. I hope that everybody in the world gets good things, despite the fact of what you people did to me when you made your phone calls to Seton Hospital and had this happen to me. I still pray for all of you and wish you nothing but the best. And like I said, don't get no better than that. So, like I said, what can anyone say about me? No, I'm a good person. I'm tough, I'm courageous, I'm bold, I'm also forgiving, and I'm a real man that has love in my heart and does nothing but help people. There's no way for anyone to not like me or be against me because I'm a good person, unless they're wicked and evil. So, what does that say about you? Like I said, all you've ever done is just show your jealousy and show the world, your quiet desperation has nothing to do with me. So, why are you trying to make it my thing or attach it to me? Nah, that's a you thing. That's what all y'all going through, a you thing. Like I said, I just don't care. People want my attention. You're not worth my attention. The people who are worth my attention get it, like Christina. Christina's worthy of all my attention. She's amazing. And like I said, that's what she told me. She just said the truth. Like, you're a walking miracle. Like, I may not breathe the same as everybody else. I just thought it was a beautiful thing to say, but, I am. I try to breathe. I'm still, living and trying to do things against all odds and against all explanation. And that is a miracle. So I am a walking miracle. I always have been. I mean, like I said, I've been with a lot of different things too. Physically, like I said, I've probably been through more than any human being physically. And for me to even operate, that's a miracle in itself. So, I'm just grateful, man. I'm grateful for my wonderful, beautiful life that I've already had, and hopefully, will last forever, and what comes next out of it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm content and satisfied. The question is, are you? And I know you're not, because I can hear it. I can hear that people are miserable, they're unhappy. I'm not. I'm happy. I'd just be a lot happier if I had Christina with me in person. That's the only thing that I need. You know what I mean? And I want, but it's for me, it's a need, and that's what love is. Love is a need. When you love someone, you don't want them, you need them. It's just the truth. So, like I said, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't know why everybody's so jelly all the time, and it's pathetic, man. It's funny as hell because you could tell like they're just not real people. Like real human beings know how to operate a little better than this. They have a little bit of know-how to them, and they understand how to be and how to live and how to treat people and how to find love and how to get things done. I mean, like I said, you all want to get online and tell somebody something so bad. All them narcs, they want to tell you off so bad, but they're not in a place to tell you off. They have no reason or justice behind wanting to, and it just makes no sense. Like they're all just mad all the time and projecting. Like, dude, nobody wants to be around y'all. That's the truth. I don't even deal with people like that. Like I said, I would never get on here and argue with you, nor am I. But I'm going to respond and say reality. That way, next time you think twice and you remember not to be speaking my name. Don't say nothing about God and don't say nothing about Jesus. That's the thing. Everything that's reality, they start trying to warp it. That's illness. That's delusion. We're not here for that. So, like I said, like keep that over there. Don't mention me or my walk or what I'm doing. You know what I mean? No, it don't work like that. You don't get to dismiss what my reality or dictate what I do. And like I said, you saw other people try to do this, and I mean, let's get real. Look what happened to them. Straight up. What do you mean? I'm not on here playing some game. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not promised anything, bro, and I'm just still telling you reality. Like, yeah, bro, look what happened to them. 100%. Are you serious? Like, you can't see what going on? I predicted this. I literally told you all this was going to happen, bro. It's easy to see, bro. It's common sense. Feel me? What's that got to do with me? I'm not a part of nothing on YouTube. I'm not. I don't know none of these people. These people act like like we know each other. I don't know none of these dudes. I'm from the street, bro. I'm a street dude. People try to get online and act like they talking to you like some way. I don't know none of y'all. That was my whole deal, bro. Like, quit getting online and playing games, bro. What's up? What you talking about? Feel me? People be mad weird. You know what I mean? You don't know me. I don't even talk to people like y'all. Straight up, bro. It's like if we cross paths in reality, I wouldn't even acknowledge you. That's the truth. I for sure wouldn't be mad. Even on here, knowing that people said things, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't take the time out my day to even walk up to you or say something to you. If you walk towards me, I was with Christina, I would just hold Christina's hand and walk away. I'm not gonna sit there and worry about nobody that don't exist to me and don't matter. You know what I mean? People like this, I dismiss everything they say. So I'm just excited for the future, man. I just hope I get through it, and I hope that I just want to be with Christina. That's all I've ever wanted. I'm really praying for that. It's the only thing I ask in all of time, bro. I really haven't asked for much. That's the only thing I asked for. That's all I would want. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not guaranteed anything, but I love Christina. I love God, and like I said, I just be a good person and do what I do. You know what I mean? So it's the only way to live, man. You got to live with pure intentions. You got to live with love in your heart. You know what I mean? Any other way of living just ain't living. And that's what I've always taught people and what I represent. I don't represent being all about money. I think that people want to warp my image into something that it's not because they know what I stand for. No, I'm just all about living with love in your heart and getting past fear through with love because it's a real thing you can do because it's a frequency. I'm all about love, man. I'm all about helping people and positivity and, making people smile and laugh. Like I work on being a better person every day, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm a flip-sided coin and token because like I said, when it comes to physicality and, in the streets and being a gangster, I have that side of me that's just ruthless. And then I have the other side of me that's like the best person that you'll ever meet. Where I would give anyone whatever my last, I'd give you the shirt off my back, I'd do anything for anyone because that's who I genuinely am. So I'm not trying to be anything. I think I'm doing an amazing job being Tyrese Dean, and nobody can, follow in my footsteps or ever even try to copy, mimic, or imitate me. And you've seen that. There is no other me. I'm the best version of me that ever will be. I'm the best version of anyone. Straight up, I'm that confident. I love who I am. So don't be mad at me because I made it and you didn't. Don't be mad at me because I work hard and you choose to sit there and run your mouth all day. Like I said, These people, they have no excuse. They're always saying they have no excuse but to go get a job and start working. Feel me? This is my job. I don't know how people just know reality and then act like, oh, we're going to question all of reality today, Billy. No, we're not. I'm at work right now. I work when I want. So, like I said, I mean, do I have to really say it and spell it out for you? I'm not like that, bro. I don't talk smack at all. I've never run my mouth. I just say the truth. There's some things that go unspoken. I don't need to say anything. You feel me? Like I said, I feel like actions speak a lot louder than words. I feel like the truth. It ain't about karma. Forget karma. It ain't about none of that. It ain't about vengeance. None of that. It's just about being a good person. At the end of the day, man, you can't lose if you stay in your lane and you just be a good person. And that's what all of you need to work on. I'm not on here giving advice. I don't need to. I'm saying reality. You do with it what you want. Feel me? I'm the teacher here. I'm Mr. Miyagi. I'm the teacher. That's what I do. I educate the public. It would be nice if all the students out there in the world and the public would stop trying to act like they a teacher too, because you ain't. You're not even a substitute. You feel me? Like I said, man, we just stay positive. We stay smiling and having fun, and I don't know. I guess it makes people mad, so let them, stew and continue to be angry and upset. We don't want to twinkle they wage. You feel me? These people are hilarious, man. Like I said, that's my thing. We're always having fun, and then they got to say something way past the line, right? Because they miserable. Like I said, it's just people that want to steal your joy, man. Don't let them. Feel me? They're completely unhappy. I'm just saying, bro. When you got a lady like that, and they're screaming and yelling at the top of their lungs nonstop at a phone and cussing up a storm and saying all sorts of vile, horrible things. And when you're doing that in front of your own kids, like, bro, you should be in jail or prison, straight up, bro. That's not a healthy environment for them, bro. So, like, I don't know how any of these people claim to be good people because none of you have a problem with it. You see what I'm saying? None of these people are good people. They're not righteous. This is a backwards world. Your system is backwards and your people are backwards. And, like I said, I'm changing things and in a positive way, and I'm happy about that. So, honey, I love you more than anything. And like I said, and I'm in a full scale, extremely happy relationship, and I can't wait for Christina to be with me. You feel me? That's all I care about and all I'm focused on. Everything else means nothing to me. Feel me? So, you know, it is what it is, man. Like I said, it ain't about nobody but us. It's about me. It's about us. It's about our happiness. You know, thing with us is we're naturally happy together. We're two peas in a pod. We complete each other literally. So there's no forcing anything or having to fake anything. It all just comes naturally. You know, like I said, I know we're telepathically connected because everything that she's on, I already know what she's thinking and what she's gonna say. It's hard to explain, but it's really there. So, like I said, I mean, it's not my problem how other people feel. I'm sure there's people who wish that they had that, but have you tried changing yourself? Have you tried self-reflecting? Have you tried anything to make yourself a better person to have the availability and a chance to have that? Do you even know how to go about having that? That's all I'm saying. People can work on themselves and people don't want to. So when you're lazy, you never get rewarded. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, man, things go unspoken, man. Like I said, I could get on here and I could have talked a whole bunch of smack, right? I could have been like, oh yeah, I told you so, and blah blah this and yada yada, and I'm this and that, and I'm whatever. I'm so powerful and blah blah blah. I'm not doing that. I'm sitting here, if anything, saying, man, like I'm still sorry and still sad for y'all, man. I honestly wish things would go better for y'all, despite the fact that some of these people had nothing but fake lies and negativity and slander to say about me for no reason, and I'm still saying, much love, respect, you know what I mean? Like I wish that, people weren't so negative and jealous, and that's all I can say, man. I'm trying to make the world a better place, man. There's enough people trying to make it a worse place. Like Bob Marley said, it's our job to try to make it a better one. So that's what I'm gonna keep working on. You feel me? I'm out.